A long time ago in a galaxy far, far, shocking out toy reviews here. 2, sometimes 3, 4, 5 idiots, camera, some toys, a review, and tonight we're reviewing Hasbro's Marvel Legends Thor vs. Destroyer 2-pack. First of all, spoilers out of order. I'm 93% sure this is the head he comes in wearing in the box.
Accessory.
So, for those who don't know, this is not Thor.
Oh.
This is Eric Masterson possessing Thor's body, which is why he has a slightly different costume. In Thor 433, Thor is gone. Eric Masterson is in full control of the Thor body, and he got a slightly different Thor costume by artist Ron Frenz. And this is that version. So if you read Thor comics mid-90s or Infinity Gauntlet, this is the Thor you got. So this is the first toy version of this Thor, and I'm stoked. He's awesome. This torso, knees, arms, cape, hammer is the Alex Ross body that they've used a few times. He has new sculpted,
very shiny
boots, and then he has the all white wings and the faceplate and the beard, because he had a beard at the time. And then my number one nitpick when people don't know how to color and draw Thor is he has reversed his wristbands. They're normally red with a black stripe as opposed to black with a red stripe. And that is how I knew originally that Clor wasn't Thor, but a clone, because he had the wrong color wristbands. Civil War. Look it up, people. I like this Thor body. I love this Thor body. And if I had more money and was as crazy I want to be, I would buy multiples of this Thor.
Wow.
Because pre having these legs and this head and these wristbands, he also shaved off the size of his shirt, which was a Ron Frenz style Thor for reasons. So Hasbro kind of poorly painted those on. Maybe another pass or a straight line might have helped.
Straight line, for sure.
Like, there are many subtle variations through Ron Frenz's run. Anyway, Eric Masterson as Thor. The hammer's the same, the cape's the same, boots and head sculpt, hair is the same. He comes with this gnarly beard that many people say Walter Simonson-esque, and they're not wrong. Because, as I mentioned before, he comes with this head with bearded face and totally different wings and silver with white. Looks great. Look at that.
It's a glorious head.
Glorious head. And if the Peanut Gallery can hand me the box, they actually put the Walter Simonson artwork that the face is based on the box. I do not know who drew that Destroyer. My guess is Stuart Immonen, but I can't be sure. So, we got a Walter Simonson bearded Thor head. I love it. It's even got the curl, the hair, the same way as he does on the picture. It's amazing. And off-camera strength, you can have your Thor with Walter Simonson beard, circa Thor 375, 6, 7, all those phenomenal issues where Thor had brittle bones and then had to build his armor. So we're so close to getting a armored Thor, Walter Simonson Thor, almost as close as we are to getting Dr. Bond.
So not close enough.
Yep, probably not. Oh,
hey.
He's not worthy. And then, just like every version of this Thor, you get his left fist.
Destroyer looked great.
So this is an all-new Destroyer sculpt. I have no idea what version of Destroyer this is based on, because it doesn't match the artwork that is on the box. And everybody who has drawn the Destroyer armor has drawn him slightly different with different scales and things. Sometimes he's short and squat like the Thing, other times he's tall and lean.
It's all unmistakably the Destroyer.
Right. So he has, and I'll point out both Thor helmets at the same time. They have this awesome new silver plastic that I think looks great. It's not painted, but it doesn't look like the shitty stuff that they use with the swirls in it.
Right.
Like they mixed it this time.
Looks good.
For the most part. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so here's the Destroyer. And he is, I don't know if you saw this, quite tall compared to Thor. So he is a large figure.
But he's supposed to be.
He is supposed to be. And he also still has all the articulation. And if you're wondering, for those who hate McFarlane shoulder pads, dun, 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 shout out to Void City Reviews and not being able to move Aquaman. He can move his arm all the way around. And he can move his arm out. And he can still swivel. And yeah, he can. Because they are attached to the shoulder joint, not to a big strap that can't move. And he has no paint on him except for his white eyes.
I think there's a wash on there.
Okay.
I think it's silver plastic with a black wash, because there's a void right here where there's no black. It's kind of an edge to it. So I think it's silver plastic with a black wash on top to get into some of the nooks and to give it some life.
I love it.
You can see there a little bit.
Also, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but he does have some cracks in or swirls in the paint or plastic. There's one there and there's one down. So part of me is terrified he'll crack there, which has never happened with this type of toy that in my head, but
I don't think so.
Like that's a crack.
Yeah.
Like I can't feel it, but it's weird. But I think it just adds to the wear and tear of.
That's the weak point that Thor needs to hit.
Yeah. And my joints on his legs are super crazy tight, especially those knees. But they move. They don't feel like they're gonna break. He has all the other just has all the other Marvel Legends articulation.
Nicely hidden thigh swivel.
Oh yeah. This guy and this head are like, they have the technology. Just give me a Walter Simonson battle armor Thor already. The only thing negative is that, like, especially now since there was a Thor movie where his faceplate moves up, this does not move at all. And he doesn't get a lot of range looking up or down. But I've never, he's never been in Kung Fu Fighter or flying or anything. He just punches and shoots laser beams.
Yeah.
So,
you can look down enough.
Yeah, he can look into town at the guys who are like, oh shit, I'm toast. Wait, you're toast. He comes with 2 fists attached, and then he has a gripping hand and a John Buscema action hand. His hand is so tightly molded and heavy plastic that if you're supposed to try and put the Thor hammer in there, which I know, you can't. I cannot. That is solid plastic. So if you want to slide something through there, good luck. And before anyone says he can't do that, check out Thor 380, my friends. 380, 379, 381. So that's all they come with, accessory-wise.
How much for the set?
$70.
Okay.
Which is expensive.
It is a large figure.
But he is a gigantic figure. So sizable comparison figures are $40 or $50 on their own. This Thor is a $25 figure. So it is still dumb and overexpensive. And it's probably cheaper on Hasbro Pulse, but I did not buy mine through Hasbro Pulse. Because I buy all my toys at a fine local comic store. But yeah, the only other thing, accessory-wise, I would have liked is if he had maybe a laser blast coming out of his eyes.
Would have been nice.
But with the sculpt as it is, I don't know how it would have attached or what they would have done. And I don't need it, but it wouldn't,
Would have been nice.
Would have been nice. I mentioned this when talking about Thunderstrike a long time ago. He's shown holding his hammer left-handed because Eric Masterson's left-handed, so I would have liked a left-handed hammer hand. But I'm not gonna. Thor is generally shown right-handed, but he goes back and forth more when he's Eric Masterson Thor.
Okay.
So for size comparison, he's a Marvel Legends guys. Thor is on the taller end of Marvel Legends, and as we said, the Destroyer is on the taller end, and here is Bigfoot. Look, Mom, it's me in the 80s. It's almost as if I could just put in a Voltron, a He-Man dude, and there you go. Welcome to Berg in the 80s. Shock and hostile. So that is as close as I can get to Walt Simonson Thor because I can't find
Star Wars Thor.
I also can't find his hammer or regular Thor's hammer, so I only have one hammer.
Speaking of hammers,
Dun dun dun.
I think I'll go 4 hammers for the set. I really like Destroyer, and I don't even like Thor that much. I read Thor for 6 years. 7? However many.
70 odd issues.
Yeah.
75.
No, the set's great. I don't, go into the Thor minutia about wristband colors or handedness. So, they look great. I love those heads. If you want a bearded Thor, this is the way to go. And that Destroyer is amazing.
If I were going to give it hammers, I would give it 5 hammers. I was going to go 4.5, but now that I actually have an extra Thor body, so I can have, and I can see, I can just hide that part. I love this head. I'm so happy. The fact that they actually sculpted Walter Simonson wings, and yeah, I know you don't know, and I know nobody else cares, but those are 100% Walter Simonson head wings. And I'm gonna find that other Thor. I'm gonna throw this fucking helmet on it. I'm gonna just fuck yeah, and I'm gonna be so happy. And he's gonna beat the shit out of Eric Masterson Thor, and I have an awesome Destroyer who I like better than the Marvel Select one that comes with an Odin head, because that one is just gigantic, but has very similar articulation and stuff. But yeah, I love the fact that they gave me another Thor that I don't have, but if you still like it's Thor.
Yeah.
You don't need, and if you want to look more Thor without the faceplate, you're good. Nobody but me is gonna know that the boots are wrong for what Thor or whatever. Who cares? I love it. 5 hammers. I'm super happy. I don't care that it was expensive. Everything is too expensive nowadays. Like I said, the only thing I'd want is one more hand maybe and Vision light thing, and that's not par for the course on a 2-pack.
Yeah.
From most toy companies. So the fact that I got multiple hands and multiple heads is, I'm happy. They are not Toy of the Year mathematically, but they are damn close. They're in the running.
Well, as Wilson says, I'm happy that you're happy.
Yeah, I don't care what Wilson says.
Oh, okay.
We've had some rough toy experiences recently.
No, I totally care what Wilson says. Oh, I forgot to mention, he doesn't have 6 Mickey Mouse. He only has 4. So I don't know if they sculpted another crush piece or if these were always unattached or like crazy sauce. Like, subscribe, hang out with Wilson and Winston, the WWs. Thanks for watching.